Now we will take up the next system of the physiology, which is very important, and that is called the digestive system. So this digestive system is divided into various parts. So first of all, we will study the structural basis of the gastrointestinal tract. That is structural basis of the gastrointestinal tract. The gastrointestinal tract is about 10 meters long. It starts from mouth that opens into oral cavity, passes to the pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small and large intestine, ending in rectum, and finally to the anus. Teeth, tongue, salivary glands, liver, pancreas are the accessory organs of digestion. Through digestive system, body gets water, nutrients, and electrolytes. Digestive system operates in different steps. The first one is ingestion. It involves placing food into mouth, chewing food into smaller pieces, that is mastication, moistening the food with the salivary secretions, and finally swallowing, that is also called deglutition, that is Deglution. After ingestion we have digestion. Through grinding action, food is broken down into small particles. Through the action of enzymes, small particles of food are degraded into usable nutrients. After digestion, we have absorption. During absorption, nutrients, water, and electrolytes are transported from intestine to the blood circulation. Finally, we have egestion, Egestion. During egestion, undigested food along with various secretions and sloughed off epithelial cells pass into the rectum and constitute the feces. So these are the steps. After that, we have the functions of the GIT tract. The first function of the GIT tract is fluid and electrolyte balance. On an average, an adult consumes 1 kilogram of food and 1.5 liters of water per day. 7 liters of fluid is secreted into GIT in the form of secretions from various exocrine glands. So, intestine is presented with 8.5 liters of fluid per day. About 99% of this fluid and 90% of solids are absorbed in the small and large intestine. Decreased absorption of water contents results in dehydration. Diarrhea occurs when the capacity of intestine to absorb fluids is decreased or the secretions of the fluid is increased. Then immunity. Gastrointestinal tube provides a fine channel for organisms from the external world to pass through it. Gut associated lymphoid tissues protect the body from the pathogens. Then we have the intestinal bacterial flora. Many non-pathogenic bacteria are present in the intestine. They constitute normal bacterial flora of the intestine. This bacteria detoxify many toxins present in the chyme and prevent their absorption into the bloodstream. Decreased flora increases the susceptibility to diarrhea. So we have finished the steps of digestion and the functions of the GIT tract. Now we will move to the structure of the GIT wall. The wall of the GIT has following layers from outside to inward. The outermost layer is serosa, serosa. It attaches the gut to the surrounding structures. Inside the serosa is a muscular layer which consists of longitudinal smooth muscles and circular smooth muscles. Coordinated contractions of longitudinal and circular smooth muscle layers help in local mixing and forward propulsion of gut contents. Inside smooth muscle is a submucosal layer. It consists of loose connective tissue, blood vessels, and lymphatics. Innermost layer is mucus layer. The mucus layer consists of three sub-layers: the epithelial layer, then lamina propria, and muscularis mucosa. Epithelial layer lines the GIT. It consists of a single layer of columnar cells. Deep to the epithelial layer, there is a layer of loose connective tissue called lamina propria, LAMINA propria. A thin layer of smooth muscle called muscularis mucosa separates lamina propria from the submucosa. Lamina propria is a layer of connective tissue. After this, we have the innervation. GIT has intrinsic and extrinsic innervation. I repeat, GIT has both intrinsic and extrinsic innervation. They constitute enteric nervous system. Intrinsic innervation has myenteric and Meissner reflexes. Myenteric, Myenteric, and Meissner, Meissners. Myenteric plexus, it lies between outer longitudinal and inner circular smooth muscle layers. It innervates both layers of the smooth muscles. It is mainly motor or efferent. Its stimulation increases the gut activity, that is, tone and the rate of rhythmic contractions. After myenteric plexus, we have Meissner's plexus. It lies between submucous layer and the inner circular smooth muscle layer. It innervates epithelial cells, glands, and the blood vessels. It is mainly sensory, that is, afferent, and control the endocrine as well as the exocrine secretions of the GIT. So you must remember that myenteric plexus is motor and the Meissner plexus is sensory. Both the plexes are interconnected and under the control of parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. Enteric nervous system controls contractile, secretory, and endocrine functions of GIT. Enteric nervous system receives input from parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system, which modulates their activity. The sympathetic and parasympathetic fibers project on the neurons of the myenteric and Meissner's fiber and control GIT activities via these neurons. Neurons of these plexes connect afferent neurons, that is sensory, and efferent neurons, that is motor, to the smooth muscles, secretory cells, and the epithelial cells. Enteric nervous system form the anatomical basis of GIT reflexes. There are two types of reflexes: long reflexes and short reflexes. Afferents, after arising from GIT, reach the center of reflex that lies in the spinal cord or the brain. Efferents emerge from the central nervous system and finally reach the effector organs in GIT. Now the short reflexes. Here, afferent nerve, the center, and the efferent nerve all are located within the wall of GIT. Central nervous system is not involved. Now what happens when you stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system? The stimulation of parasympathetic nerves to the GIT increase the motility and the tone of the musculature. Number 2, relaxes the sphincters. Number 3, increases the secretions of the enzymes from the stomach and the intestine. These actions are mediated through the release of acetylcholine from the parasympathetic nerves. Sympathetic nerves release epinephrine. Epinephrine causes hyperpolarization of smooth muscle membrane, resulting in relaxation of GIT musculature. Stimulation of sympathetic nerves to GIT decreases motility and tone of the musculature. It causes contractions of the sphincters and inhibit secretions from the stomach. So that is all about today's lecture. We have covered the different parts of the GIT, and we have done the structure of the gut wall, and then we have done the intrinsic and the extrinsic nervous system of the GIT. And we will finish this lecture today and we'll take it up on Wednesday.